So springtime is actually coming, I think. I think spring is coming. At least it seems like it's trying to. The days are getting longer, and I really just want to start decorating for spring and kind of update some of the things that I have in my home. And one way to elevate the look of the decor in your home is to have risers or trays or things that will showcase the decor that you've either made or something that has very special meaning to you. So today I want to share with you some really easy, beginner-friendly DIY trays and risers that you can make. And no, they aren't anything fancy, but when you elevate a piece, it just really makes it stand out. So let me show you some fun and really easy ways to elevate your decor using risers that you can DIY.
Now I found these trays at Target Dollar Spot and I got 3 of them for $5. So they're pretty comparable to something that I would find at the Dollar Tree. But I'm getting 3 of them. So it has a small size, a medium size, and a large size. And the trays are plastic and the colors are not really what I want. So I want to see if I can upgrade these a bit. So I'm going to start with some of my wood turnings, and these are just different pieces that I've been collecting over time. And when I'm making a tray like this, I like to try out different feet for the bottom of the tray. So for the medium one, I'm thinking small, tiny little feet, and for the larger tray, I'm going to use larger feet. And I keep saying feet, but some of these are actually wooden knobs like for a drawer. And I find that you can find the wooden drawer knobs very affordably on places like Temu or Amazon or even Home Depot or Hobby Lobby. So once I decided which feet I want to use for the trays, then I used B7000 adhesive. This is very similar to E6000, and I put a little bit of glue onto each of my feet. And I did use a little bit of hot glue for that instant stick, and then I secured the feet to the bottom of the tray. And I know there's a lot of different types of risers that you can make. This is probably one of the easiest DIY projects to do that you can really elevate, literally elevate the DIY projects that you've done or your decor. And once I had the largest tray all ready, then I moved on to the medium-sized tray. And I repeated the same process. I used the B7000 adhesive and put some onto each of the feet, and then I used a little bit of hot glue and secured it to the bottom of the tray. There's just something about doing crafts and having that instant satisfaction of having everything be like ready to go. That's why I like to use the hot glue to get that instant stick. Now I still have one more tray. So what I did was take a Dollar Tree glass candle holder and using some B7000 adhesive, I secured that to the bottom, and using a little bit of hot glue, again, instant stick, I secured the candle holder to the bottom of the small tray. Next, I came back with some folk art gold paint, and I believe this is Mayan gold, and I painted all of the trays with the Mayan gold paint. And I was actually almost out of this. I've been using this for so long. I got this folk art paint in a Michael's grab bag box. I can't even remember. It was probably 2 years ago, but I thought this color would look really pretty on these trays. What about you? In your decorating, do you use more gold or do you use more silver or bronze? What's your favorite metallic color to use in your decorating? From different designers and different things I've read, I've heard that mixing metals is really popular right now. So if you were doing something like this, you could do one tray gold, you could do one tray bronze, and you could do one tray silver or another color. And if you don't have an acrylic paint like this, folk art paint, I think you could get really nice results with spray paint too, and I'm sure your results would be just as nice. And by the time I got to the smallest tray or my smallest riser, I had finally run out of that folk art paint. So I did have to go to Hobby Lobby and buy a new container. That's always how it seems to go. I'm almost done with a project and I run out of paint. So then I have to go and replenish my paint supply. So basically now I have a brand new container of paint that I will have to use in other projects. And I tried to add some texture to it to make it look a little more metallic and not so plastic. The end result was actually better than what I was thinking it would turn out. Having extra risers like these makes it more fun to decorate, in my opinion, because I can do so many different things with the risers. I can use them for different holidays, and even the small one, I can put a fancy candle onto it and make it more of a centerpiece. Now, on a trip to Dollar Tree, I found these larger signs. These are so pretty. They're very large. It's probably 8 inches by 8 inches squared. And it just had a few little extra adornments on it. So I removed those with a scraper tool. They came off very easily. And then I removed the hanger from the back of the sign. And one thing I really enjoy doing when I'm making risers like this is making them a little bit different and standing out. And I had these half round wooden beads. So I used some Dollar Tree wood glue and I just attached the wood beads all the way around the picture. You can see what it looks like all the way done. Now I do want to add some feet, so I had these snowmen. These are wooden snowmen that I got from Hobby Lobby when they were on clearance. And using the Dollar Tree wood glue, I attached the snowmen to the bottom of my tray. And I decided I wanted the smaller portion or the hat of the snowman to be on the bottom. So that's going to be the bottom of my feet. And once the wood glue had time to dry, then I came back with some Dixie Belle paint, and I believe this is in the color Fluff. I can't remember if this was Fluff or not, but I used Dixie Belle chalk paint to paint the picture, which is now a riser tray. And I started on the bottom inside of the picture, and then once I was done with that, then I flipped it over and did the top. And I know this might seem like a really simple project, but if you look on Etsy at riser trays, they are so expensive. So you can spend maybe $5 and you can have a really nice customized riser for your decorating instead of spending $25, $30, sometimes even $50 for a riser on a shopping website like Etsy. You could also add a little bit of antiquing wax to your riser if that's the look that you're going for. I like having the neutral colors on risers and different accent pieces like this so that the decor that I'm displaying is more of a focal point than the riser. But the riser is definitely a nice accent piece to the decor. Now, I don't know if you've seen this before, but this is so easy. I had to share this with you. So I got a bowl and a plate from Walmart. They were 50 cents a piece, and I wanted to make a riser that I can use in my kitchen. So all I did was take some B7000 adhesive and secure the bottom of the bowl to the bottom of the plate. I liked it so much that I duplicated it with a different color of a bowl and plate. So now I have a really pretty riser that's waterproof that I can use in my kitchen, or I could even use outside this summer, and it cost $1 to make this. I have one in my kitchen right now that I like to put my soap and anything that I'm going to be using near the sink, I like to store on this riser. And because it's plastic, I don't have to worry that it's going to ruin the wood or put any stains or anything like that around my sink. And it keeps everything in one place and out of the way, making it look a lot tidier in my kitchen. Have you seen these trays at your Dollar Tree? I love the rectangle trays. They are so much fun to work with. But for me, I wanted it to be gold. So what I did was I used some Dixie Belle chalk paint in black. I think it's caviar. And I painted the silver portion of the tray with one coat of the chalk paint. The bottom of the tray was already black, so that wasn't really an issue. And then I used some wood turnings. Again, I don't even know what these are, some kind of beads. And I used those for the feet of the tray. And I saw a really pretty rectangular tray like this on Pottery Barn. And I thought that this rectangular tray from Dollar Tree would be perfect, that I could emulate the style from Pottery Barn and get something very similar for a lot less money. Now, once my chalk paint had completely dried, then I came back with some Rub and Buff, and this was in the antique gold color, and I just put a coat of Rub and Buff on everything that was basically black on my tray. So the bottom and the top got a coat of Rub and Buff. Now, if you've never worked with Rub and Buff before, this is a really fun product to use. They have different shades of gold, they have bronze, they have silver. It just depends on what color you're looking for. But I've used this on a lot of different projects, and I love the texture that it gives and the appearance that it gives. To apply the Rub and Buff, I did use one of the blending tools that I found on Amazon, and it worked so nicely to get almost a matte finish. It almost gave it kind of a leather type appearance to the Rub and Buff on the tray, and I really love how this looks. I didn't want the finish to be perfect, so I just went in and swirled the blending tool around a little bit to get that appearance. And I found the really cute sprayer at Dollar Tree. And I got a couple of these fake succulent plants on Amazon to complete my tray. And again, this is really similar to one that I found on Pottery Barn that cost a lot more money. So I was able to make this tray and get the decor pieces. So everything that is in this picture, I was able to create for less than $10. I think that is definitely worth it. I love how this turned out. Out of all of the riser trays that I've made, I think this one is one of my favorite. Okay, so this is not a riser, but I just had to share this with you. This is such an easy DIY. So I found this really awesome glass container at Dollar Tree. It was $1.25, but I love the ribbed edge. So it's basically a glass with a straw and a lid on it. But when I saw this, I thought, oh my gosh, this would make such a pretty vase. So all I did was remove the tag. And I took a bunch of tulips that I got on Temu, and these were a really good price. I believe they were around $6. And they're the tulips that are kind of rubbery, so they have that real appearance to them. They're not a fabric tulip. And I cut them down a little bit, removing the bottoms so that they would be shorter in my vase. Then I took some jute twine and just wrapped it around the bottom portion of the tulips, almost like a bundle, and tied a knot into the jute. I didn't do a bow, I just did a knot, and then I removed the excess jute with my scissors. Then I just put them into the vase. I love this. Such an easy project. And again, I know it's not a riser, but I really wanted to share this with you. And I thought this would go along really nicely with the risers that I showed you in this video.
Well, what did you think? Those were pretty fun, right? And they are actually very simple to make. Using things that you can find at Dollar Tree, Target, thrift stores, there are a lot of different ways that you can make risers to really make your decor stand out. And if you enjoyed this video, you might want to check out this other one that I have that shows you some really fun spring decor DIYs that you can put onto these risers. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.